What it is, folks, it's your homeboy First, back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. I haven't said those words on camera since before I took my mother to the hospital for the last time. So I apologize for my hiatus. Okay. I appreciate y'all that stayed down with me. Those of y'all who still been, fucking with my short form content. But I had a lot going on, a lot to deal with. Still a lot of stuff I'm trying to get in order. But god damn it, the real is back. The real is back. You understand me? And I'm happy to be here. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, put all your people on it. You understand me? Fuck with our sponsor, the King McNeil Collection, for all of your fraternity and sorority needs. That is the King McNeil Collection. You feel me? They are the best in the business. Go to kingmcneil.com or download the app and tell them First sent you. You feel me? Also, make sure y'all follow me across all social media. Okay. I'm up to 65,000 on Instagram right now. Facebook, we have 51,000, something like that. Growing across all the rest of them as well. Trying to get to 10,000 over there on TikTok so I can monetize that. You feel me? And also follow my IG Entertainment account, IGENTLLC on Twitter, aka X. Okay, mama named Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. All right, but I'm trying to get that one monetized as well. I gotta monetize every damn stream, y'all. Okay, because it's absolutely go time. Okay, gotta do it for mama. But without further ado, goddammit, let's get into this shit. Shall we? Shall we? It's been a long time. Okay. Now, of course, y'all saw that former Jackson State quarterback, former Colorado quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, had an epic slide in this year's NFL draft. Okay. Shocked a lot of people. Shook up the sports world. Okay. But before I took my mother to the hospital, during my last episode, which was episode 223, okay, I rang the alarm. I rang the alarm. Yes, I did. If you don't remember that, check this out. This report coming from Tom Pelissero on the Rich Eisen show, in which he stated, I've already talked to people within the league who don't have anything close to a first round grade on the guy. Who's the guy he's talking about? Well, damn it, you clicked on the video. You know who you're talking about. Shedeur Sanders. So, see, I had told y'all that this was a possibility. I had told y'all. Y'all see in the clip the guy that I was talking about that went on the Rich Eisen show. He said the scouts had told him that they didn't have nowhere near first round grade on Shedeur. You feel me? So all these motherfuckers talking about it came out of left field, they weren't paying attention because some people were saying some things. Okay. Now, of course, me being a Jack State man and me fucking with the young man, you know, we still fuck with Young King. You know what I'm talking about? I wanted that to be bullshit. But it turns out that it wasn't. But I have compiled a list of 5 reasons why I think ultimately what that man that was on that Rich Eisen show said turned out to come to fruition. Okay? And now, I've listened to everybody in the sports world and big media give their opinion on this situation. Other motherfuckers all across social media give their opinion on the situation. Okay? And nobody's really giving me anything definitive. Nobody's giving me anything definitive. I was looking for reporting. Give me reporting. Okay? And I got a handful of reports. Okay? Got a handful of reports. So let me backtrack. You had some people reporting about the interviews and stuff like that. But outside of that, we ain't getting much. Okay? So I'm going to give you mine. Shit. As somebody who covered every game that the young man played, every one, I covered. Most of America only started giving a damn about them for real, when they went out there to Colorado. Okay? Yeah, they may have watched the prime 60 Minutes joint when he came. Well, I mean, when he was down here at Jack State. They may have watched him on college game day. You know what I'm talking about? But on a week-to-week basis, they weren't watching us like that. They weren't. They weren't treating us like appointment television like they did when them boys went out there to Colorado. Okay, so a lot of motherfuckers really have not covered this man's career like I have. You feel me? You know, and even some of my colleagues down here with Jack State, some of my colleagues down with Jack State, they stopped, fucking with them, or not fucking with them, but watching them. You know, when they played at Colorado, they tended Jack State business. Well, I tended to both. I covered both. You feel me? So goddamn it, I'm gonna chime in with my 5 reasons why I should do a slid. Okay, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go backwards in order. Okay, number 5. The media got its reporting wrong, y'all. They got its reporting wrong. I just showed y'all a clip that showed that it was out there that this young king was not viewed as favorably by scouts as he was by big media figures. Then why the hell was that ignored? Why did the media ignore that shit? It's very curious. It's very questionable why they ignored that. It's their fucking jobs to cover these 32 teams, get the info, and disseminate that shit. Instead, we saw Shedeur. I saw the mock drafts. He was in the first round. First round. Now, I did see some that had him slide like down to Pittsburgh. But that was it. Not no fucking 5th round. No, not that. So where was the reporting? If the scouts were feeling one way, but all these motherfuckers putting out these mock drafts and these talking heads on ESPN and FS1 and all this kind of shit were saying something else, where were the reporters, though? Where were the reporters? See, Mel Kiper is not a reporter. He's not a reporter. He ain't gonna tell you just what the scouts talking about. Mel Kiper tell you what the fuck he feels. Okay? Mel tells you his fucking opinion. But last time I checked, Mel ain't never ran a damn draft. He just talks about it. Them motherfuckers on Get Up and First Take, they just talking. They get paid to give their opinion. They react to things. So where were the damn journalists? Where were they? Because it was out there. Some scouts were not fucking with Shedeur like that. So the media got it wrong. They got their reporting wrong. That's number 5. Reason number 4. That Shedeur slid. It's prime. It's prime. Okay. Because I think prime played a role in how the media reported on it. First of all, y'all gotta remember, Deion Sanders is one of the most polarizing athletes ever. He is loved, loved, loved by many, and he is hated by many. It ain't really no in between on him. Okay. Uh, so you got these folks out here, many in big positions, who claim to be his friends. Okay. Who would you say the face of sports media is today? You might say Stephen A. Smith, Mr. ESPN. Doesn't he call Deion Sanders a friend? Another guy who you would say is a face of sports media, Shannon Sharp. He calls Deion Sanders a friend. He does. You think them motherfuckers were finna get on there and say anything? That was unfavorable to Prime and Shedeur? Chad Ochocinco looks at Prime as a mentor. You think that he was gonna say anything unfavorable? So like Prime's control over a lot of these media outlets, given his relationships with some of these talking heads, that shit led to us having a false perception of how those white folks in those front offices felt about Shedeur. You feel me? And then some of these motherfuckers in the media who aren't his friends seem to be a little intimidated by Prime. They don't want to go on that man's bad side because he got a goddamn microphone too. And his microphone is big. His reach is wide. They don't want to go on his bad side. You saw the dust up he had out there in Colorado with media figures. Hell, when he was in Jackson, he had dust up. The man tried to ruin a good brother, Rashad Milligan. Shout out to that king. You feel me? Rashad Milligan reported on one of our players at Jack State who had a domestic violence situation. Okay. Matter of fact, that player, Quay Davis, that player just had another domestic violence situation. Okay. But when Rashad Milligan reported on that shit, Deion basically got that man forced out of his job at the Clearing Ledger. Basically. Okay, because he didn't want him around. And covering Jackson State was good money for the Clarion Ledger, okay? Because people were interested in black folks in Mississippi were interested in that shit, but white people were interested in that story as well because it's celebrity, it's Deion Sanders, you know what I'm talking about? And of course, media outlets from around the country were interested in what's going on. So the Clarion Ledger having a guy on the beat who Deion Sanders didn't like, oh shit, that was bad for business. So there's some news, like I said, the media did get this shit wrong. But I think the way Prime handles the media played into that song. Also, Prime out here acting like he was going try to pull a John Elway, try to pull a Eli Manning with Shedeur. That probably rubbed some of them white folk the wrong way. Okay? It did. See, they cool with Archie Manning. You know what I'm saying? They probably remember, or the daddies or granddaddies told them about when Archie Manning was at Ole Miss and running around in the segregated SEC and shit like that. Like they like Archie. You feel me? The Manning dynasty. They fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? They don't relate to no damn Deion Sanders. They are entertained by Deion Sanders. They don't relate to Deion Sanders like that. So I'm sure they didn't they didn't like him trying to act like he had enough motion to pick where his son was gonna go. They ain't like that shit. They ain't like that. So I'm sure that hurt the young king as well. Him, Prime saying online, somebody was getting at him. He basically tried to shut them down by saying, "Hey, my son gonna be a top 5 pick. Where your son going, or what your son doing?" Something to that effect. Like, a lot of that shit probably played a role in there. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't just one thing, y'all. Everybody trying to make it one thing or the other. It ain't just one thing. All this shit is put together. You know what I'm talking about? This is a melting pot of things, okay? That you're putting all this shit in the pot, and then you got the situation we in. All right, but that's number 4. Number 3 is Shedeur being on that cocky shit. That played a role. That did. And I see people comparing it to, well, Baker Mayfield cocky. Baker Mayfield got a complexion for the connection for the protection. Johnny Manziel was cocky. Johnny Manziel got the complexion for the connection for the protection. That shit ain't right. Don't take me saying this to you as condoning the motherfucking shit now. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is acknowledging it and reminding your ass of where we live. You understand me? We living in the motherfucking Trump era. And somehow, there are still black people in this country that think we're viewed the same, think that we're gonna be able to do what these motherfuckers do and get away with it. No, dog. No. Not when you're trying to go work for them. So you can do that shit. If you're gonna go work for a black-owned company, you'll work for somebody within your culture, people that get you and understand you, or you're trying to work for yourself. But last time I checked, the Sanders family don't own any of the goddamn 32 NFL teams. There's no black person who owns one of the NFL teams. Yeah, you got these minority shit. See, they got Magic Johnson over there with the Commanders. That man is a minority owner in that organization. There's a white man that owns that damn team. Y'all saw those videos of the front offices and shit. You had, 70 to 80% of the damn players that drafted were black, the workers, the labor. But every time they showed that front office, you saw what that goddamn front office looked like. It was Snow White up in there with speckles of black folk. Come on now. So when your ass is running around like you the king of the world and you're skipping various workouts and you're skipping various bowl games with Senior Bowl or something like that, and your damn interviews don't go well and shit, but you're still trying to get a job from these white people, it ain't gonna work out like that. It ain't gonna work like that. I don't think I can be president of the United States. Don't think so. Not stupid enough to think so. Donald John Trump was an entertainer. That motherfucker had The Apprentice. He was a fucking entertainer. Okay? He took that and went on to be the president of the United States. He's cussed on camera. He's been on camera saying you can grab women by the pussy on tape. And they still voted for him. I can't do that. And I know it. You feel me? Because I ain't got the complexion for the connection, for the protection. And you can miss me with that light skin shit. MAGA don't give no fuck about that. And I know that. But I ain't trying to get nothing from these motherfuckers. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's some real ones out there from the white community who fuck with me, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. You know what I'm talking about? But when are you trying to do shit like that? You trying to be a quarterback in the NFL? You ain't dealing with the type of folks that probably would like my shit. You ain't dealing with the liberal white world. You ain't dealing with that. Who the fuck you think most of the NFL owners fucked with? Kamala or Donald John Trump? Come on now. Come on now. So if you want a job from them motherfuckers, it's a certain way you gotta carry yourself again. And that's fucking unfortunate. Which leads me to reason number 2 that Shedeur Slid. Racism. Racism. See, y'all thought I was gonna leave that shit out, didn't you? Some of you, go ahead, delete the motherfucking comment that you made. Somebody on here done gotten mad because of what I done said, and I ain't say racism. You thought I wasn't gonna say it. God damn it, I told you it wasn't just one thing. I couldn't act like that other shit didn't matter, but I damn sure ain't gonna act like this don't matter either. You feel me? Racism. Because, yes, we have seen other white athletes act the same damn way and get praised for it. A great example of this. Let's go outside of football. Let's go to boxing. Let's go to boxing and MMA. Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Money Mayweather and Conor McGregor have the same persona. Same damn persona. I almost said they're the same person, but one is actually an excellent boxer. One is actually arguably the greatest pound for pound boxer ever. Arguably. I know my triple OGs out there, y'all gonna give me Sugar Ray Robinson, and I look, I bow to you and your knowledge. You know what I'm talking about? I gotta go research Sugar Ray. Okay. Others may say Sugar Ray Leonard, or any one of the other 4 kings, you know, from that era. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all might go all the way. I know y'all will give me all kind of names, okay? But I'm just saying, Floyd is in that discussion. That's how great he is as a boxer. Conor McGregor ain't that. He ain't that. From what I understand, in MMA, he was good. He wasn't no Anderson Silva or no shit like that, though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no John Jones or no shit like that. But that damn persona, cocky, brash, talking shit, doing that damn walk that he did, all that kind of shit, they loved it. Motherfucker had commercials on my damn TV. Commercials. I don't know if I've ever seen a Floyd commercial. Same persona. And one is actually undefeated. There's a different perception. Why? Because there's a different complexion. Gotta realize what we live in, baby. You gotta realize that. Racism is very much alive and well. Okay? You gotta remember where we at. So you motherfucking right, that shit played a role. Because his cockiness was viewed through a different prism because of his race. And it's been like that for the black athlete, for the black man, period. But we're talking sports. You can go back to Jack Johnson. They hated that black man. That was doing Jim Crow. They were murking motherfuckers after he was out there knocking folks out, knocking white men out in that rain. They would go and kill random black people after Jack Johnson fights. Look it up. They wanted to kill him. Cocky, brash. He dared to smile in the ring, laugh, taunt his opponents. And how dare he fuck white women? Even trumped up a charge on him because in their eyes, his true crime was sleeping with white women. Look this shit up. I think Trump pardoned him. You know, some fight fan, what was Sylvester Stallone or somebody, convinced him to pardon Jack Johnson. They hated that man. Of course, Muhammad Ali. Hated. Brash. Cocky, arrogant. Talks too much. Mouth of the South. Louisville lip. How dare he say he's pretty? We believe niggas are ugly. How dare he says he's the greatest? We believe niggas ain't shit. Motherfuckers would pay to come see him get his ass whooped. And he knew what they were paying for. And that's why he was there to talk that shit and go in there and whoop somebody's ass. And be laughing to the bank. This ain't nothing new, y'all. I just gave you two athletes, one from the early 1900s, one from the fucking 60s and 70s. This ain't new. Reggie Jackson, baseball player. They didn't like Reggie. Cocky, arrogant. Mr. October. They ain't like this shit. This ain't nothing new. Nothing new at all. But here's the thing. And that brings me to reason number one. That Shedeur Slid. It was that these scouts, these GMs, they didn't feel like Shedeur was a can't miss guy. They didn't think that. See, too many of y'all are giving these folks too much damn credit. Y'all giving them some credit like they're principled. Even in their racism, they ain't fucking principled. What you mean by that first? This is what I mean. It ain't like these motherfuckers so racist that they gonna turn down some money because of their racism. No. They ain't doing that. There was a time they would do that. There was a time pre-integration, these motherfuckers would turn down a lot of money. They didn't. Fuck you. You ain't coming in here. Fuck you. We ain't letting you play with us. Fuck you. We don't want your dollar. We don't want you to shop here. We don't want you to eat here. We don't want you to we don't want you to play on this team. You know, and you would be great. You will attract an audience. We don't care if you're gonna attract no audience. Go over there with that. There was a time. We ain't in that time. We're in a time where these motherfuckers will still be racist as fuck, give money to Trump, donate money to all other kind of causes that are contrary to things that their players, their workers believe in. and still pay them players millions of dollars. Why? Because them players are making them more millions of dollars. Y'all giving these motherfuckers too much credit. Don't do that. If they thought Shedeur was that guy, if they thought Shedeur was the next Patrick Mahomes, they would still be racist as fuck. They would have drafted him. His cockiness or not, they still would have drafted him. Prime saying what he said and having his media control or not, they still would have drafted him. They wouldn't have given a fuck about what the media said. They would have drafted him. Why? Because they would have seen that they could use him to make money. That's what they did with Jack Johnson. They made money with Jack Johnson. That's what they did with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was born Cassius Clay, changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Okay, was a part of the Nation of Islam. God damn it, spoke out against the Vietnam War. Would tell these motherfuckers about themselves to their faces, and still ultimately, when it was all said and done, once he beat that case and all that kind of shit, you would have they could have stopped fucking with him. They could have said, "Hey man, we ain't trying to, I don't want to do no fights with him." All the promoters could have colluded and say, "No, we ain't doing no fights with him." All the venues could have said, "You know what? No, we don't want to have an Ali fight here." They didn't. Why? Because that motherfucker made money. His first fight back from his forced hiatus was in Georgia, of all places, versus a white man. White people knew, goddamn, we can make some money here. Do you understand me? So if Shedeur was viewed as that guy, I think the young man gonna be an NFL starter. Okay? I think the young man can spin it. I think the young man is hella accurate. I think the young man can process information. That's what I think. I'm not an NFL scout or anything like that. Okay, I'm just a person who's watched all of his college games. That's who I am. Okay, but it ain't about what the fuck I think. It's about what them motherfuckers think. And they didn't view him as that guy. Because if they did, all that other shit wouldn't have mattered. All that shit wouldn't have mattered. Yep, Cam Ward is cocky than a motherfucker. Y'all, what y'all think about Cam Ward? Cam Ward ain't no little humble ass motherfucker. I know he didn't have a big ass trainer, but I've seen Cam Ward and Shedeur interact. Cam Ward be on Shedeur ass. Cam Ward ain't no little quiet mouse and shit. That boy alpha male. You feel me? And Cam Ward blacker than a motherfucker too. I ain't talking about skin. I'm talking about culturally. That man don't come off as no cornball or no. You know how Patrick Mahomes comes off as maybe not culturally black. Cam Ward blacker than a motherfucker. And went number one. Why? Because they thought he was that guy. You feel me? Just don't give these motherfuckers that much credit. Okay? If anything, just say, hey, they wrong. And they've been wrong. They've been wrong before Tom Brady win the motherfucking 6th round. They were hella wrong. They've been hella wrong a lot of times. Mel Kiper been wrong too, though. You feel me? This is a very imperfect science that everybody and they mama trying to act like they just got it on lock. But we shall see. That's the thing. Now Shedeur is with the Cleveland Browns. I expect them to win a damn job. That's just me though. Again, I didn't watch Dylan Gabriel like that. Okay, I didn't. I covered Jackson State and Colorado. That's what I covered. Okay? So I don't know if what that man really got in him. All right, he might be ready to roll. I know he's kind of undersized. You feel me? But I've seen Deshaun Watson. I've seen Watson is hurt. I've seen Flacco, and Flacco's on up there. We know he had some magical playoff runs back in the gap. Okay, Flacco's on up there in age. Okay. I mentioned Gabriel. Who the other kid they got over there? Who else they got over there, y'all? Kenny Pickett? Yeah, they got Kenny Pickett. Okay, and we saw that didn't go well over there in Pittsburgh. You feel me? Now, sometimes things don't go well in certain organizations. It happens. Look at Baker Mayfield. You know, shit didn't go well for him in Cleveland. And I think he went to Carolina, maybe. I don't know. But I know he started out at Cleveland. Things didn't go well. Now things are going well for him in Tampa Bay. You feel me? So I don't know. Maybe Kenny would be better with the Browns in a different system. But I think Shedeur can win this job. Okay. And like I said, the man is hella accurate. And I want y'all to take a look at something. Okay. I want y'all to take a look at something. If you look at the most accurate passers in college football, and this is a list that goes from 1956 on, you'll see Shedeur at the top of that list with a 71.8 completion percentage. Okay. And it looks like they only are considering his play at Colorado, because it says from 23 to 24 for him here. Okay. So I guess they're just saying at the FBS level. But also on this list, you got names like Colt Brennan, Colt McCoy, Kellen Moore, Graham Harrell, Grayson McCall, Will Rogers, Brandon Whedon, Case Keenum, Chase Holbrook, Steph, I don't know if I pronounce his last name, played with Texas, Doge. And at 12, they got Joe Burrow. I might as well finish the 15. 13, they got Brandon Doughty. 14, Spencer Rattler. And 15, Baker Mayfield. Now, if you just look at Shedeur at the top of that list, you say, oh my God, there's proof. He should have went first round, maybe even number one. But then when you look at the rest of the list, you say, God damn, that stat might not mean shit. Or it could mean he'll be Joe Burrow. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of all over the place. I think he could be Joe Burrow. I don't look at Joe Burrow and say he just is hella athlete. You think of Joe Burrow, you think of a smart motherfucking quarterback, an accurate quarterback who will run if need be and can, pick you up he can pick you up a 3rd and 7. I think Shedeur can pick you up a 3rd and 7 with his leg. You feel me? I think he can be that. Or close to it. But those damn scouts and GMs may have said he can also be these other names on this shit. You know what I'm saying? We shall see. Now, we ain't seen Joe Burrow without a souped up ass team either. I be telling my nephew that my nephew is a Cincinnati Bengals man. And I be telling my nephew, God damn it, his team was souped in LSU and his offense in Cincinnati. Hell, you got them two boys, shit. A slow ass quarterback might be able to complete some balls to them two boys. And I ain't taking nothing away from Burrow. Hell, they've had him. So maybe he's making them look good. I don't know. But maybe GMs thought, hey, this young man got sacked a lot in college behind a bad offensive line at Colorado. If you get drafted high in the draft, you're usually going to a bad team, and bad teams usually have bad lines, usually. It's going to lead to him getting sacked a lot in the pros. Maybe they said they want to stay away from that. I don't goddamn know. We need some reporters to do their fucking jobs and do some interviews. Do some interviews. Tell us what the fuck went on. For real, for real. Give me a multi-page expose. That's what y'all used to do in Sports Illustrated. Hell, I used to read it. Give us that level of journalism today. It would be appreciated. But until that happens, that's my 5 reasons that Shedeur Sanders slid in this year's NFL draft. I want to say good luck to the young king. Go prove these motherfuckers wrong. Put it on, son.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?